All right, Tom, I mentioned the Fanspo trade machine with some of the most frequently traded players on there. One of them being Brandon Ingram from the New Orleans Pelicans. No surprise there. Shams Charania had a report earlier this week that by the deadline, he's either going to be traded or he's just going to be extended by the Pelicans. And with Ingram, no surprises there, really, considering he has an expiring contract, considering he doesn't really seem to fit on this team, considering the Pelicans just straight up stink. Of course, they're going to be exploring Ingram trades as they have been. But do you have a favorite destination in mind for Ingram if it does indeed turn out that he'll be traded?
Well, before I get to the team, it wouldn't be funny if the Lakers traded for him just through all that.
I know. Get him back. He was at his best. Back. I mean, at the end of his Lakers tenure, he was at his best that first year with LeBron. Ingram was really good defensively, coming along offensively, and of course, he became a most improved player with the Pelicans, but I love that version of Ingram that last year he had with the Lakers.
Yeah, and if you're the Lakers, I mean, you got a salary match, so I think D'Angelo Russell goes into that deal, but you got to put in picks if you're going to do that. So you're going to give the Pelicans even more picks to unravel the whole Anthony Davis, LeBron James problem. So that would be a great bailout.
He doesn't move the needle,
Pelicans.
though. For the Lakers, he doesn't move the needle because they're 27th in the defense. Ingram does not solve your issues there. You need someone who's two-way help. So Ingram is not that guy. It's got to be somebody else that's your favorite team.
Orlando. I wonder if Orlando, because of how much defensive pieces they can put around BI and the fact that they are a bottom 10 offense right now, that with Paolo Banchero coming back, maybe they can get a fully healthy Paolo Banchero to lift that offense next to Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, and be able to be, a real contender in the East. But I don't know if you're going to get that kind of Paolo Banchero coming off the oblique injury this year. And with this kind of like flyer that Brandon Ingram's contract is, you're going to get the best version of Brandon Ingram when he comes to your team because he's playing for a contract. So I wonder if like a Duke reunion with Paolo Banchero and Brandon Ingram makes a little bit of sense because of how much they need the scoring. It's just, do you have enough defense if you're putting Brandon Ingram into your lineup? Do you have enough defense to have those three guys, Franz Wagner, Brandon Ingram, and Paolo Banchero, able to be a title, or at least in the East, a title contender? Do you think Orlando makes any sense? Because they really need the offense.
I mean, on paper, sure, yeah, like he could add some offensive juice, but the tough thing with any Ingram deal that I'm finding when I think about, I like this team for Ingram, is the salary. He makes $36 million this year. So if you're Orlando, it's like, okay, you'll be happy to give up Cole Anthony, makes $13 million, but then it's like, okay, how do I get to 36? Do I want to give up KCP? Probably not. He's your movement shooter that you added, your defender. Do I want to give up Jonathan Isaac? No. He's one of the best defenders in the league. So it's like, I struggle to find the salaries in an Orlando trade unless maybe you're getting some other picks back and then maybe suddenly things make more sense. But also Orlando's chemistry is so good. Part of me wants to just roll with what I have and just, see what happens in the playoffs.
You know who's also having trouble finding a trade partner for Brandon Ingram?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, they are.
For sure. He would have been gone by now because the season is absolutely in the tank. Zion Williamson, we find out, is going to need at least another couple weeks with his injury. So they're spinning around that toilet bowl, and you got to imagine that they're going to try to find a move here for Brandon Ingram because, the report from Shams, he's going to get traded or extended. I can't imagine they're going to extend him. So that to me just feels like a leverage play to be like, oh, we don't need to be desperate because we actually might like this guy enough to extend him. You could have done that this offseason.
Yeah, I don't think they want to keep Ingram long term. They want to trade him. They've wanted to trade him for a long time. I would not anticipate that changes.